Corporate and business law. This paper is somewhere in between the knowledge level and the skill level. By the name, it's all about law. So you cover topics such as international business transactions, formation of companies, insolvency laws, agency laws, fraud and regulations. So for those who have a tendency to gravitate towards such topics, you all will absolutely love this topic. This paper also has variants, which means there is a global variant which we study, and there are also certain country specific variants. So if you want to study UK laws or certain countries laws, you can also study that and pass the exam. The passing rate over here is also over 80% globally, whereas for Zell it's again over 90%. Performance management. This paper, you can think of it as a costing paper, and it essentially is the higher level of management accounting from the knowledge level. You cover topics such as activity-based costing, target costing, cost, volume, profit analysis, and it also introduces you to certain performance management topics and models. This is it's going to be a quarterly exam. So it's held every March, June, September, and December. It's a 3-hour, 15-minute exam, and the paper pattern is split into a 60-40. The 60% is all multiple choice questions, and the balance 40% are subjective questions. The global passing rate for performance management is around 40%, whereas for Zell, it's over 75%. By the way, guys, hold on. We've been asking all this, and most of you all have been adhering to it, but still 89% of our viewers are not subscribing to the channel. So please click subscribe and then go on with the video. Taxation is one of the most scoring papers of ACCA, and it helps a lot of students and candidates decide whether this is the path, this is the career profile they would like to pursue. Like certain other papers in ACCA, the tax paper has variants, which means you can study the taxation of different countries. You can study for UK, you can study for Singapore, and so on and so forth. At Zell, we mostly teach UK tax because unfortunately Indian taxation is yet not available. You learn topics such as personal income tax, you learn topics such as capital gains, corporate tax, indirect taxes. All of this gets covered under this paper. The papers are held, the taxation paper is conducted every quarter, every March, June, September, and December. The exam is 3 hours, 15 minutes, and there is a split, a 60-40 ratio. 60% of this are multiple choice questions, 40% are subjective. The global passing rate for the taxation paper is around between 45 to 50%, whereas for Zell, it crosses over 80%. Financial reporting. This paper is right in between the financial accounting paper from the knowledge level and the strategic business reporting paper at the professional level. This topic is the first step into deep diving into the international financial reporting standards, the IFRS. So you cover a lot of reporting issues. You cover something known as, you'll hear these topics, consolidation of financial statements, how to understand each accounting standard and how to deal with it. Basically, this paper is all about accounting at a higher level. It's one of the most scoring papers of ACCA. A lot of students really enjoy this paper, and it sets up the base, like I said, even for other papers in the future. The FR exam is conducted every quarter, every March, June, September, and December. The exam is 3 hours, 15 minutes with a split of a 60-40 ratio, where 60% are multiple choice questions, 40% are subjective questions. And the global passing rate for the FR paper is around 45%, whereas for Zell, it crosses over 75%. Audit and Assurance. The auditing paper is, first of all, we recommend that you pursue this paper after you have cleared the FR paper. Since the FR paper is about accounting, and auditing, as you will learn, is all about making sure that the accounts are true and fair. So once you learn the accounting paper, it's easier to give the auditing paper. The auditing paper, like I mentioned, teaches you everything about how to audit financial statements, which means how to check for risks, how to understand there are something known as internal control deficiencies, and how to form an audit opinion. Once you learn this, it's a huge benefit for you all to decide whether you all would like to pursue a career under statutory audit or internal audit, or there are other new concepts which have emerged over the last few years, which are topics such as forensic auditing. You learn the depths of all of this in this subject. This paper is conducted every quarter, every March, June, September, and December. It's a 3-hour, 15-minute paper with a split of 70-30, where 70% are where the 70% is all about having the answers written in a subjective manner, and 30% are all multiple choice questions. The global passing rate for the audit paper is around 40%, whereas for Zell, it crosses over 75%. Financial management, again, one of the a paper claimed to be a lot of students' favorite paper, since financial management is all about number crunching at a high level. It's all about number crunching. It's all about understanding the deployment of money. Where do you acquire money? How do you manage the money? Where do you deploy the money? You cover topics such as investment appraisal, working capital, cost of capital. You'll understand obviously the details of these topics once you start studying. But it's one of the most interesting papers at the skill level. The FM paper is conducted every March, June, September, and December. It's a 3-hour, 15-minute paper with a split of 60-40, where 60% are multiple choice questions, 40% are subjective questions. It has a passing rate globally close to 50%, whereas for Zell, we have a passing rate of over 75%. Okay guys, huge news for our team. Thank you so much. We've reached 10,000 YouTube subscribers over the last year, over the pandemic essentially. And it's really humbling for us, because we started this channel thinking that we will try and spread all the counseling knowledge that we have for students who are confused about finance and accounting courses, and it's really been received well. So with that said, thank you, and please do subscribe if you've not yet in the middle of this video. Thank you.